It started with a sound I will never forget, the soft crack of a small hand hitting my cheek. The boy, her son, looked up at me, eyes bright with triumph, his palms still raised like a victor. My wife, my new wife, laughed, loud, careless. The sound splintered something inside me. "He's only playing," she said, "only playing." Her daughter leaned back on the couch, smirking. "Go on," she taunted, "hit him back if you dare." The room tilted. Champagne glasses, perfect lighting, a curated life all bending under the weight of that one moment. And I smiled, slowly, controlled. "It's all right," I said. But it wasn't. That night I stood in the quiet dark of my study, the glow of the computer screen reflecting off a single folder: tuition accounts, private school funding. With one click, I erased their future comforts. Scholarships revoked, payments canceled. A calm cruelty. When dawn came, a single letter from the school rested on the kitchen counter. Her son opened it first. His laughter cracked into silence, and as she read the words, I watched the color drain from her face. The house was finally quiet. It hadn't always been like this. When we met, she was a widow, a woman who carried tragedy like perfume. She spoke of survival, of rebuilding. I admired her strength. I mistook manipulation for grace. The cracks began small: missed calls, hidden messages, private whispers between her and her daughter. They called me old-fashioned, cold. Perhaps I was, but I was also patient. Then came the financial requests. Just until the divorce settlement clears. Only for the kids' future. The money flowed like blood from a wound, and I told myself it was love. Until the night I overheard them. The children laughing in the next room, mocking my mannerisms. Her voice joining theirs, soft and cruel. "He's so gullible," she whispered. "If we play it right, we'll never have to work again." The words didn't hurt immediately. They settled like frost, slow, spreading, irreversible. I remember staring at my reflection in the glass door, the faint shimmer of my own outline fading into the night beyond. I realized then I wasn't part of their family. I was the investment. The next week I began my quiet work. I didn't confront her. That would have given her power. Instead, I became invisible. Listening, watching. Every word, every phone call, every sigh became data. I checked her emails, not directly, through the digital traces she thought were hidden. Receipts from boutiques I never heard of. Payments to a man's account, always small, always labeled consulting. I met with the bank manager personally. I learned that my wife had opened 2 new joint accounts, not with me, with her daughter. They had planned their future carefully, but not carefully enough. At night, I played the role of the doting husband, smiling through dinner conversations. Her son called me old man. Her daughter sneered when I passed. I said nothing, because revenge demands silence. The first step was financial, the second psychological. I withdrew my name from the estate trust, shifted all holdings into offshore structures under my birth name, untraceable, untouchable. Then I waited for them to realize what happens when the man they dismissed stops pretending to care. It came to light on a Wednesday. Her lawyer called me, her lawyer, asking about the revised inheritance schedule. The confusion in his voice was delicious. "I'm afraid," I said softly, "there's been a misunderstanding. I'm no longer funding non-blood dependents." He stammered. She called me an hour later, her voice shaking, false sweetness bleeding through. "What did you do?" "I simply corrected an error," I said. The silence that followed stretched long. Then the crack, her composure breaking. "You can't just take it back." "I already have," she screamed then. I let her. I sat there, listening to the sound of her desperation. The same woman who had once laughed while her son struck me. It felt right. The next morning, I left a small envelope on the kitchen counter. Inside, bank statements, photos, transcripts of her conversations. Proof of everything. When she found it, she looked at me, not with guilt, but terror. Because she knew. I hadn't just found out. I had planned this. She tried one last time to win, her voice soft. "We can fix this," she said. "For the kids." I looked at her then, not as a husband, but as an analyst reviewing a failed investment. "Children should learn the cost of greed," I said. She reached for my arm. I stepped back. Her daughter appeared behind her, furious. "You can't do this to us." I smiled. "I already have." Later that day, my phone rang. It was my daughter-in-law. "Your family says you've cut them off," she snapped. "You're invited for Thanksgiving if you come wash the dishes." I almost laughed. Almost. "Enjoy," I said, and hung up. That night, I sent a single email. Attached were photos of my new villa in Switzerland. The glass walls, the lake view, the peace. By morning, my phone had 71 missed calls, all from the same number. I didn't answer a single one. Peace doesn't come with forgiveness. It comes with clarity. I no longer dream of her laughter. I remember it as one remembers a crime scene. Details cataloged, emotions removed. Sometimes I think of the boy, the small hand that struck my face. He was only playing. He learned from the best. The woman I married taught her children that manipulation is survival. I taught them that every game has a cost. Now, when I pour my morning coffee overlooking the Alps, I think of their kitchen back home. The silence, the letters, the realization. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't lift a hand. I simply took back what was mine. And that's the part that hurts them most. Because cruelty, when executed quietly, echoes longest.